Have you ever wondered if your daily cup of tea, something so comforting and familiar, might actually be quietly harming your brain? As we age, many of us turn to tea for relaxation, routine, or even its health benefits. It feels natural, even healing. But here's the surprising truth. Not all teas are created equal. In fact, some of the most common teas can slowly accelerate cognitive decline, and you might not even realize it's happening. In today's video, we'll uncover 5 teas that may be doing more harm than good, especially for older adults. These aren't rare or exotic blends. Most are easily found in stores and might already be sitting in your kitchen. When consumed too often, or without understanding their effects, these teas can interfere with memory, focus, and long-term brain health. But don't worry. The good news is that once you know what to avoid, making smarter choices becomes simple. Small changes to your tea habits can sharpen your clarity, protect your brain, and help preserve the independence that means so much in your later years. So stick with us until the end, because what you learn today might not just change how you feel tomorrow. It could protect your mind for years to come. Detox teas with high caffeine and laxatives. At first glance, detox teas might seem like a gentle, health-boosting choice. They promise to cleanse, purify, and energize the body. For many older adults looking to improve digestion or shed a few pounds, they feel like a supportive, natural solution. But behind the pretty packaging, these teas often contain a risky mix of high-dose caffeine and natural laxatives like senna or cascara. While these ingredients come from plants, their impact on the nervous system is anything but gentle, especially in adults over 65. The high caffeine content can overstimulate the brain, leading to anxiety, sleep disturbances, and even irregular heart rhythms. And when sleep suffers, the brain suffers too, reducing its ability to repair, organize memories, and stay focused. Then there's the laxative effect. These herbs force your bowels to contract unnaturally, which often leads to dehydration. And here's what many don't realize. Dehydration is one of the most underestimated threats to brain health. It can shrink brain volume, slow blood flow, and dull the very pathways that keep your mind sharp. Take Linda, for example, a 68-year-old woman who started drinking detox tea every morning to help with bloating. Within weeks, she began to feel fatigued in the afternoons and mentally foggy after meals. At first, she chalked it up to aging, but when she switched to a caffeine-free digestive tea and upped her hydration, the brain fog disappeared. "I thought I was just getting old," Linda said. "Turns out I was just drying myself out." Remember, your body already knows how to detox. Your liver, kidneys, and skin are doing that job 24/7. When you overload the system with teas that push too hard, you're not helping, you're straining. And in a brain over 65, that strain often shows up as forgetfulness, fatigue, or confusion that seems to come out of nowhere. So if you're sipping a tea that promises rapid results, take a closer look at the label. Is it loaded with caffeine or herbal laxatives? Ask yourself, is this helping me feel clearer or just emptier? Because after 65, what your brain truly needs isn't more stimulation. It needs stability. And that starts with what's in your cup. Thought 2. Licorice root tea in large or frequent amounts. There's something soothing about licorice root tea. Its naturally sweet flavor, its traditional use for digestion, and sore throats. Many older adults see it as one of the safest herbal teas out there. But here's what most people don't know. When consumed regularly or in large amounts, licorice root can become surprisingly harmful to your brain and to nervous system. The problem comes from a compound called glycyrrhizin, which gives licorice its unique taste. Inside the body, glycyrrhizin can deplete potassium, raise blood pressure, and place added stress on the cardiovascular system, including the critical blood flow that supplies your brain. Even small increases in blood pressure can narrow the arteries leading to the brain. Over time, this reduced circulation increases the risk of cognitive decline, memory loss, and even confusion. It's not just a theory. These effects are well documented. In fact, the FDA has issued warnings about excessive consumption of black licorice due to its potential to disrupt heart, kidney, and nervous system function. Take Frank, a 72-year-old man who drank 2 cups of licorice root tea every evening to help settle his stomach. He liked the flavor, and it seemed to help him relax. But over time, he started feeling dizzy when standing up and lightheaded in the mornings. His doctor found elevated blood pressure and low potassium levels. Once Frank cut back on the tea, his symptoms started to improve. "I never thought something so natural could be the problem," Frank said. Now, to be clear, an occasional cup of licorice tea won't hurt most people. But if you drink it regularly or take medications that affect blood pressure or electrolytes, it can quietly become a dangerous mix, one that your brain pays the price for. Have you ever considered that your daily beverage might be quietly harming your brain? As we age, many of us turn to tea for comfort, for routine, or even for our health. It feels natural, even healing. But not all teas are created equal, and some of the most common ones can silently accelerate cognitive decline without you ever realizing it. In this video, we're diving into 5 specific teas that may be doing more harm than good. These aren't rare or exotic blends. In fact, most of them are sitting on store shelves right now, or already in your kitchen. When consumed too often, or without understanding their effects, they can interfere with memory, focus, and long-term brain health. The good news? Once you know what to look for, making a smarter choice becomes easy. Even small changes to your tea habits can protect your brain, sharpen your clarity, and help preserve the independence that matters so much in our later years. So stay with us until the end, because what you learn today might not just improve how you feel tomorrow. It could help safeguard your mind for years to come. Let's get started. Number 1. Detox teas with high caffeine and laxatives. At first glance, detox teas seem harmless, even helpful. They promise to cleanse, purify, and give you more energy. For many older adults, especially those hoping to improve digestion or lose a little weight, these teas feel like a gentle boost. But underneath the surface, they can quietly create the perfect storm for neurological stress, and very few people talk about it. Most detox teas rely on a combination of high-dose caffeine and natural laxatives like senna or cascara. While plant-based, the effects on the nervous system are anything but gentle, especially as we get older. The caffeine can overstimulate the brain, triggering anxiety, irregular heart rhythms, and disrupting sleep. And when sleep suffers, the brain suffers too. Meanwhile, laxatives force the bowels to contract more than they naturally would, leading to dehydration, a far more dangerous threat to brain health than most people realize. Dehydration reduces brain volume, slows blood flow, and disrupts the very pathways that keep memory sharp and mood stable. This isn't just about going to the bathroom more. It's about the toll water loss takes on your brain's ability to function clearly. Take Linda, age 68, who started drinking detox tea every morning to ease bloating. Within weeks, her afternoon energy dipped, and she felt mentally foggy. At first, she blamed aging, but when she swapped the tea for a caffeine-free digestive blend and focused on hydration, the fog lifted. "I thought I was just getting old," she said. Turns out, I was just drying myself out. The truth is, your body already knows how to detox. Your liver, kidneys, and skin have been doing it your whole life. When you drink a tea that pushes your system too hard, you're not cleansing, you're straining. And for a brain over 65, that strain often shows up as fatigue, forgetfulness, or confusion. So if you're drinking a tea that promises rapid results, check the label. Look for high caffeine or mentions of natural laxatives. Ask yourself, is this tea helping you feel clearer or just emptier? Because what your brain needs after 65 isn't stimulation, it's stability. And that starts with what's in your cup. Number 2, licorice root tea in large quantities. There's something comforting about licorice root tea. It's naturally sweet, used in traditional remedies, and often turned to for digestion or sore throats. But in repeated or large amounts, it can become one of the most neurologically harmful teas in your cabinet, especially after age 65. The issue lies in a compound called glycyrrhizin, which gives licorice its distinct flavor. Inside the body, it can raise blood pressure, deplete potassium, and strain the cardiovascular system, including the flow of oxygen to the brain. When blood pressure rises, even slightly, it narrows the arteries that nourish the brain. Over time, reduced blood flow can lead to cognitive decline. The signs start small: more forgetfulness, brain fog, or trouble focusing. But they add up. It's not just theory. This has been well documented. The FDA even issued warnings about too much black licorice, citing effects on the heart, kidneys, and nervous system. And while most people don't eat licorice candy by the handful, they may sip licorice tea daily without realizing the risk. Take Frank, age 72. He drank 2 cups of licorice tea every night to calm his stomach. It helped him sleep. But gradually he felt more lightheaded in the mornings and dizzy when standing. His doctor found elevated blood pressure and low potassium. When Frank stopped the tea, the symptoms faded. "I never thought something so natural could be the problem," he said. Now, to be clear, an occasional cup won't hurt you. But if you're drinking it regularly, or taking medications that affect blood pressure or electrolytes, the risk adds up. So if licorice root tea is in your rotation, check how often you're drinking it. Look for glycyrrhizin on the label. If it's there, or if you're unsure, switch to safer alternatives like ginger, peppermint, or chamomile. These calm the system without compromising circulation or clarity. Because after 65, your brain deserves calm, but not at the cost of cognition. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to hit that button and ring the bell. Your support helps us keep creating content that informs and inspires you. Number 3, excessive black tea consumption. Black tea is rich, familiar, and deeply ingrained in many of our daily routines. But too much of it, especially after age 65, can slowly undermine brain health in subtle ways. It starts with caffeine. While black tea has less than coffee, it still adds up, especially if you're drinking several cups a day. And as we age, the body becomes more sensitive to caffeine's effects. It can disrupt sleep, increase anxiety, and elevate blood pressure, all of which are linked to long-term cognitive decline. But there's another layer. Black tea is high in tannins. These compounds give it its bold flavor, but also block iron absorption in the digestive system. For seniors, especially women or anyone borderline anemic, this can lead to iron deficiency anemia, a major cause of brain fog, fatigue, and sluggish thinking. Take Rita, 76, who drank 4 cups of black tea a day, 2 in the morning, 1 at lunch, and one in the evening. She loved the taste, but she began to feel more forgetful, more tired, and noticed her thinking wasn't as sharp. Her doctor found low iron and fragmented sleep patterns. When she cut back to 1 cup a day and added caffeine-free herbal blends, her energy returned, and so did her focus. Black tea isn't the enemy. In moderation, it provides antioxidants and benefits. But the line between benefit and burden is thinner than we think, especially in later years, when the body processes things more slowly. So if you're drinking more than 2 cups a day, or sipping into the evening, check in with your brain. Are you clear in the morning, sleeping well at night? If not, it might not be your age. It might be your tea. Number 4. Flavored herbal teas with hidden artificial sweeteners. There's something indulgent about flavored herbal teas. Warm vanilla, fruity berry blends, a hint of mint. For many seniors cutting back on sugar, these teas feel like a treat without the guilt. But here's the issue. Many of them include artificial sweeteners, like aspartame, sucralose, or saccharin. And while they're marketed as sugar-free or diabetic-friendly, they may be doing more harm than good. These sweeteners can alter your gut microbiome, increase insulin resistance, and, most concerning, raise the risk of cognitive decline and stroke in older adults. They don't just fool your taste buds. They interfere with how your brain processes sweetness, how your body manages blood sugar, and how your neurons communicate. Take James, 69, who swapped his evening cookies for a cup of chocolate mint tea. No sugar, no guilt, right? But over time, his thinking slowed, his mood dipped, and his memory faded. Then he checked the label. Sucralose was the third ingredient. He switched to a plain rooibos blend with cinnamon and citrus. Within weeks, his clarity returned. The problem isn't herbal tea. It's what's been added to it. If you see naturally flavored, sugar-free, or sweet, read the ingredients. If you spot anything ending in -OSEO, -OL, or names you don't recognize, your brain probably doesn't like them either. Your brain doesn't need sweetness, it needs clarity. And clarity starts with clean, simple ingredients. If you're still with me, please comment number 4 below, so I know you're here. Number 5. Bottled iced teas with added sugars. They sit in convenience stores, next to bottled water and juice. The label says green tea with lemon, or antioxidant rich. It seems like a smart choice, especially compared to soda. But most bottled iced teas are loaded with added sugars, often as much as a can of soda, or more. And for an aging brain, that sugar becomes a direct threat. Excess sugar fuels inflammation in the brain, disrupts glucose metabolism, and raises the risk of memory issues, insulin resistance, and dementia. Take Ellen, age 70, who loved her daily peach green tea. But after a checkup, her doctor found rising blood sugar and early signs of insulin resistance. One bottle had 32 grams of added sugar. She switched to brewing her own tea at home, adding a slice of orange for flavor. Her labs improved, and so did her focus. The problem? These teas don't feel like dessert. So we drink them daily, believing they're good for us. But sugar is sugar. And for an aging brain, it's like putting bad fuel in a delicate engine. If you love iced tea, brew it yourself. Use fresh mint, lemon, or real fruit. Let the flavor come from nature, not syrups or hidden additives. Final thoughts. After hearing all this, you might be wondering, how many of these teas have I been drinking without knowing the risks? That's a powerful question, because these aren't rare or exotic products. They're common, and that's what makes them dangerous. They don't set off alarms, but sip by sip, they can quietly affect your brain. The good news? Once you know what's behind the label, you get to choose better. You don't have to give up tea. You just have to choose the ones that support your brain. Cut the hidden threats. Choose clarity. Choose peace of mind. Thank you for watching today. Leave a comment and share one thing you learned and how you plan to use it. We love hearing from you. If this helped you, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us keep creating good content to inform and inspire you. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, and take care of your brain.